Hey cats, the weather has taken a nosedive down into the upper 30s. Well, I'd say lower. It hasn't quite got freezing yet, but it's getting there. So that being said, time to winterize the old camper. First thing I'm gonna do. This is a hot water tank here, and this is the that's the plug for it. So I got to pull that plug out. I don't have a wrench to fit that, so I MacGyver it with these things. Ah. Yeah, I kind of made a mess. The other thing we'll need to do is open this valve. That'll make it run a little faster there. Relieves the air pressure. And we just let it run down, just drizzles down the side of the trailer onto the ground there. I'm just going to leave that plug laying right there and leave that open, and that'll continue to drizzle out of there. Next thing I'm going to do inside here, and we come back to the bedroom on this model, and actually I have to pull this drawer out because where I need to get is way back there inside here. The drawer is out. Back in here are the bypass valves for the water heater, so I have to close these. That'll prevent water going to the water heater, and this is the bypass right here, so that gets open so the water can still flow, but nothing goes into the hot water tank anymore till springtime. Next thing I'm going to do is crawl underneath here. Yeah, you got to get underneath these things. This is the drain for the water tank, so I want to make sure that the water tank's completely drained, and it looks like I had drained it earlier, so it's just dripping. There is another drain on this. It's a low point for the whole water system, and I didn't even think this model had one for a long time. My buddy said, yeah, it should. There should be two hoses hanging down that you can unscrew, and drains all the water out of your water lines. I went under there and I couldn't find it. Well, finally I found it. You have to get underneath here and look up right there. There they are. So I got to pull the plug on those and drain the rest of the water out. But first I'm going to go inside and open up all of the water faucets, so that, again, it'll suck the air and drain that water out. Open that. Open those. And open those. Now, before I even started this project, I made sure I went to the store and bought this RV and Marine antifreeze. You can get it anywhere from 99 cents a gallon up to $5 a gallon, depending on where you shop for it. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I got another third of a gallon there, so that'll be plenty to do the job. Now, the next trick up my sleeve is to get all of those into the fresh water tank. So I'm going to pump all of those in there, and I'm going to use this handy pump. This end has a hose end on it that will screw right into this. This end goes into the bottle, and there's a pump handle on there. I will pump it in. Before I do that though, as you remember, I crawled underneath here and opened up my freshwater tank drain. I want to close that because I want the antifreeze to stay in the tank so I can run the system and flush it through all the lines. So I got to crawl back under there again and shut that valve. There you go, closed. It's going to take a long process to get all 6 of these in there, but that's basically what we're doing here. There's 5 gallons, and I think I'm going to stop for now. I'll use that last gallon down there to pour into the traps and the drains to make sure those are all full of antifreeze as well. So I think the 5 gallons is going to do it. The next part of this is back inside again, and I think it should be the final stage. First thing we're going to do is turn on the water pump. And you can hear it running. The faucets are going to start running. Let's do one at a time here. So I'm going to turn the kitchen off, focus back in here. I'm going to wait until it starts running pink. And you see some of the pink starting to come through. That's exactly what I want. We'll let the shower run until it starts showing pink. Still blowing air. And there comes some pink. So we got antifreeze running through that line now. Whew. One more thing not to forget. The toilet. You want to run your toilet until it runs pink. There we go. So I think that pretty much takes care of it. Everything's winterized now. And only thing I have left to do is pour a little bit of the stuff into each one of the traps. And should be good to go for the winter. One thing I might add, when you're doing this, you do want to use this RV antifreeze because it is safe for the system. You don't want to use like automotive antifreeze that's really poisonous. Now, just for the record, as far as winterizing your RV, you probably want to do it before temperatures drop into the freezing area. Now, if it's in the 30s or even in the upper 20s, you're going to be safe with most of these RVs because they're pretty well insulated and you shouldn't have a problem freezing up. But once it maintains temperatures down in the 20s, the mid 20s, below that, if these little plastic lines freeze up, they'll crack, and then you're going to have leaks, and you're going to have problems. So you'll want to get it done before the temps drop and stay there. If you're going to have a night that's, say, like going to drop down to like 25, I think you'll be okay, because it'll warm up during the day again. But what I'm saying, if temperatures are going to maintain that freezing for a longer period of time and you don't have any heat inside there, you're going to have problems. So you'll want to winterize. This unit won't have any heat for the rest of the winter. It's all winterized, done, and I won't have to worry about it. So there you go. If I made that look easy, it really was. Nothing to be intimidated about. First time I was like, winterize my system, and we used to take it in and it would literally cost us, I think, $75 to have that done at the RV dealer. So now doing it myself, I think that whole process took me maybe 45 minutes, probably less than that, and it's done. It's all ready to go for the winter. So I'm going to pull the slide outs in, and the only thing I have left to do is there's a cover that goes over this thing, and that's another process in itself that I never look forward to. It's a huge pain in the neck, especially for one person. So that being said, guys, until next time, take it easy.